Bruce Billson, the Shadow Minister for Small Business, Competition and Consumer Affairs. Welcome to the IPA, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Great to be here with the Institute of Public Accountants. Love what you're doing and grateful for your ongoing engagement with small business interests.
Well, Bruce, you know that the IPA has a very strong focus on small business. So from your point of view, the discussions you're having with small business, how do you see the small business sector?
Well, it's pretty grim at the moment. It's very challenging and quite a hostile place if you're struggling. Not a lot of support and sympathy around. Government's making things harder, not easier. And in fact, the small businesses I speak with are really keen for a change of direction because they just don't think they're getting the support they need right now at all.
And so, as a Shadow Minister in Shadow Cabinet, how do you see small business and its role in the Australian economy? Why is small business so important to the Australian economy?
Well, you've often heard the term small business is the engine room of the economy, and that's true. It is such a driver of opportunities for employment and economic activity, not just in mining centres or in capital cities, but right across the continent. If small business is going well, there's vitality in communities, there's livelihood opportunities, and it's a great generator of innovation and opportunities for the future. Right now, though, the small business community that used to employ more than half of all the private sector workforce has actually seen that contribution to employment contract over the life of the Labor government. There's 14,500 fewer employing small businesses. So, you know, those courageous men and women that risk it all and throw their life and their ambitions and their resources into creating opportunities for themselves and others just aren't confident about employment, and they're quite uncertain about the future. So we want to get stability, predictability, support and confidence back in the economy and get small business back into business, which is something that needs to be a national priority.
And so to that end, I mean, what sort of things would you be doing as a government to ease that burden or make life a bit easier for small business?
Well, the first thing we do is get rid of the carbon tax. I mean, the carbon tax is particularly insidious for small business because it's in fact looks like it's designed to hurt small business. Small business has got no direct compensation, none of the carve-outs, none of the hush money, but all the costs coming through at a time when their margins are already being squeezed and their customers don't want to be paying more for anything because of the economic climate. So they're really battling with that, and if you're up against overseas competition where there isn't a carbon tax, it's like being a small business with one arm tied behind your back. It works as a reverse tariff. We've got to get rid of that. We want small business to be in cabinet, so it's front of mind in government decision making, not an afterthought or completely ignored as some feel they're currently being treated at the moment. We see red tape as an enormous burden that's strangling many small businesses. We want to let small businesses flourish and prosper, have those checks and balances right-sized so that they provide for the interests of the country and people generally, but give people a chance to succeed, and that's where we want to shift the focus.
Now, Bruce, from our members' point of view, how would you see the engagement with the IPA? How do you view the IPA from the Coalition's point of view?
Well, I find the IPA really a valuable resource and quite insightful because your membership is working day in, day out, trying to help small businesses succeed. In fact, I feel like I do the same thing the IPA does, and that is bring all that I can to the table, as your members do, to help small businesses succeed, to achieve their goals and to make a great contribution in their community. So the practical, grounded and insightful advice I get from the IPA is incredibly valuable, and I hope to keep being the beneficiary of that.
Well, Bruce Billson, thanks for your time and all the very best.
Andrew, thank you, and to the IPA members, keep looking after those small business men and women. They deserve support for their courage and their commitment to creating opportunities for others, and I know your advice is very important to that goal.